Y'all let us know in the comments. Have you had any situations with flatulence? This is poop adjacent.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely poop adjacent.
Welcome to Disrupt and Discuss with your hosts, E and KayCee. A Boucher Ventures production brought to you by Just E TV and My Herba by the Fitness Collective. Now, without any further ado, disrupt and discuss.
Hey everyone.
Hey,
How's everybody doing?
I don't know about them, but I'm great.
Welcome to Disrupt and Discuss, or D&D, whichever one you want to call it.
Either
I-
or.
Either or. It works. I am E.
And I am KayCee.
You know, we got another one for you guys. We have another episode, and by popular demand, based on everything we've been looking at on the back end of everything, you guys loved the episode 2 after we did our intro. And episode 2 was all shit. And so
Tell.
we talked about poop a lot. So by popular demand, that is like one of our out of top 5. That's one of our most popular episodes. So we decided we were going to come back with another one. And so this one is called, we like to play on words sometimes. So this one is called the Shituation Continues Part 2. Play on words, Part 2. And this one is going to dig deeper, you guys. It's going to dig deeper. We're going to talk about life-saving poop in space. We just holding it down with all types of fun facts about shit, about poop. We are going to jump into this right now. So we're going to talk about life-saving poop. And
That's new. That's
I
new to
know
me.
it's new, right? So you guys, did you know poop could save someone's life? No, seriously. It's called Fecal Microbiota Transplant, or FMT. FMT. And I've actually seen this, I want to say a year ago. I actually saw this take place. Don't ask me why I was looking at it, but I saw the transplant. And yeah, it is a thing.
So is it not trying to be funny, but you're donating fecal?
Yeah, you're getting someone's healthy poo, healthy fecal, and it's FDA approved, and they take the poop. It's 2 treatments, and they help fight off like C. diff infections, or even there's another type of chronic illness called PSC. Don't ask me what it means or how to pronounce it, but it helps to take this, and they put it in you, they transplant it into your system, and it kind of like it clears up the bacteria, or it takes away the infection, and it improves your microbiome.
I think we touched, literally barely touched upon that from in the second episode we did on that. I don't want to be, again, disrespectful or rude or anything. So you're talking like a
Right.
poop pill.
Right. It's basically, recent studies have, it's like a poop filtration. That's
Okay.
we talk about, it's like poop juice without bacteria. It still works.
Nasty, but okay.
We're not drinking it. Okay, we're not drinking
I
it.
was not suggesting that, and
Right.
I do not suggest that. Okay. God, I feel like an 11-year-old boy talking about this kind of stuff. Oh my
You're like,
God, you're talking about
ew.
poops and farts.
Right.
Okay.
But it's helping people who have serious
Right.
conditions retrain or revive their gut. So it's taking the bacterial phages and metabolites during the healing. So it's healing your gut, it's healing your system. So if you have, like you said, C. diff or PCS, those types of things, it can help with that.
Wow. Those are the MVPs then, huh? Guess so.
Right? Right. They are. Some researchers think that FMT could help with anxiety,
Okay,
and
you gotta
depression.
explain that. You gotta hopefully you can, because I just don't see how that works, but okay.
Yeah, they're saying so maybe in the future that's gonna replace Prozac pills. I don't know if I would down somebody's poop capsule, but people do take when you're missing, just to get a little bit deeper in the woods, when you are missing your gallbladder or had your gallbladder removed, a lot of times that bowel that helps the bacteria from that helps your bowel move. Sometimes you
Mhm.
have to take ox bile. So a lot of times when you are trying to cleanse your liver or detox your kidneys, you might want to check those pills that you're taking or supplements, and a lot of them have like ox bile in it. So there are things that poop can help remedy. If it's clean, the person that they're getting it from or the animal that they're getting it from has been, healthy, has a healthy fecal, it
Mhm.
helps. So these are things that have existed. It just sounds weird to talk about and be like, I am ingesting somebody's.
Well, truth be told, we're ingesting a lot of things that we really shouldn't be
Correct.
under the guise of being healthy. This is something that will actually help you. So again, I'm sure it's filtered and all that kind of stuff before they do all that stuff. So I'm not even.
Exactly. Would you donate your poop? If you had MVP grade A, would you donate it to save someone's colon?
Yeah.
It ain't like because some people give up a kidney because we have two. Some people, what is that? I've seen or heard people like they will insert this large needle into your bone.
With bone marrow,
People give bone marrow, and they said that one is
I heard it's
painful
painful. Yeah.
to give up your bone marrow. So if I had to give a little shit, you
Oh shit, girl. Yeah,
know,
you go.
to save somebody and they don't have to poke me with a needle or take one of my
Well, I mean,
organs,
if you're putting it that way, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, take my shit. You're welcome. You're
They,
welcome.
they, and there's more where that came from. So just call
Right.
me.
Call me in a couple of hours.
Yeah,
I got all you
probably
need.
probably after 2 p.m. But
Right.
hey, I'm good.
So you guys, we're here to please. So now you've had it. So there is poop that saves lives. So we
Wow.
got it saves lives.
So then, okay, that now my mind is running, and I'm like, okay, so then we had this conversation earlier. So then, what about when astronauts are in space? How was all that
Right.
together? So basically, pooping in space.
Pooping in space.
Yeah,
How you like me now? So
yeah.
let's talk about that. So NASA's got toilets that use vacuums. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going to space anytime soon.
Mm,
But it collects the
mm,
goods, right? But back in the day when they had the Apollo, when we weren't as, technologically forward, they
right.
bags and kind of like Ziploc bags and tape. So they would put the bag, tape it to you, and that's how you excrete it in a bag, and then you tape it up. No flush, no seat.
So they were bagging it and tagging it. Okay.
Right?
I
Bagging
would
and
hate to
tagging it.
be the intern because the interns get all, pun intended, they get
Right.
all the shitty jobs.
All the
I'd been
shitty
an
jobs.
intern before. Not to that degree, but you get the shit jobs, and I would hate to have to bag it and tag it.
Wait, she put two of them. Boom, boom, boom. She had you get them. You do. So the science is though, space flight changes the gut microbiome. Who would
Which
have
makes
known?
sense, huh?
Which makes sense. Who would have known? But microgravity, radiation affect your bacteria, which messes up your immunity, essentially. Yeah.
Again, the whole gut health thing going on. Okay,
Your
okay.
gut play, people, if you don't know,
It is.
is powerful. That's like, forget this, really
Yeah.
controls everything, controls your whole ecosystem. So if you can keep that healthy and on the mends, you will be, living life. Yeah.
Then okay, so then I'm gonna get off the subject, but still just kind of questioning a little
Adjacent.
bit. Well, I mean, so there's like poop studies in
Hmm.
space. I guess they're essential. And on a serious note, because again, you're in space, just like if you're in an airplane.
Right.
Altitude changes things for various reasons. So if you're talking altitude, you're way out of there. You're in space. And
Right.
again, you haven't, there's no gravity. So you're floating around anyway. So then if that's doing that to the physical body, then the internal body is something as well. So it's okay. Wow.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, and for those future Mars missions that everybody's talking about, you better bring that intern with you.
Right.
You know?
Or some maintenance guy. I wonder, do they have a maintenance tech on those flights that handle stuff like that? Well, back then, I'm quite sure it's something different now.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they can still direct stuff from their seat on Earth, but
Right. Yeah. Back then, what do you do? Oh, I'm a maintenance guy for the Apollo dealing shit, space shit.
yeah.
Space.
Or like if people ask you what's your job, oh, we just do shit at work. And literally, you do shit at work.
Literally.
Oh,
She got her. They just roll it off her head.
they
Right
just
now.
rolling off. Trust me, they just rolling off.
So
Yeah, I
what
didn't
about
prep for that.
what about poop powered snacks?
You're kidding.
Bonbons.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're making a joke, right?
Yeah, I am.
Or you're asking me? Oh,
Mon apple poop. Apple poop. Bon appetit.
really?
Bon appetit. You know. Yeah.
You can try it first. Let me know.
I know. Now poop in space. Because I didn't always wonder, but when we were doing this, we were researching this and stuff, I was like, how do they? It's not like they have an outhouse, you know.
But honestly, I thought it was what they were eating while they were in space would preclude them from having to go.
Really? But what if they up there for
I didn't think that far. I didn't get that far. I didn't think that far. And if you're there for months on end, yeah, that could be a problem.
right?
But
You
literally,
thought
I
they
didn't
was
get
eating
that
something
far.
that would back them up?
Or not produce.
Girl, we got
Yeah,
we
well,
got the
again,
excrete.
which is why I'm not an astronaut. I'm sitting here.
Ah, okay. I would know how to act if I couldn't go to the bathroom. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Look, there's stranger things have happened.
Stranger
Things
things happen.
that they produce things to make you not have to do this. Hey, they got a pill that stops you from, not completely stops you from peeing, but people that don't want to pee right away or don't want to keep peeing all the time, they have
Do
a pill
they?
for that. Yes,
Oh,
they
we gotta
do.
do a show on that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
they actually do. If you're like on a flight or going somewhere, or you traveling somewhere in a car and you don't want to be able to have to stop and pee all the time. Yeah, and I don't know how effective they are, but they do have that out there. Uh-huh.
Huh.
So see,
Interesting.
I'm not completely off,
I might need that for a long flight because I do
Okay.
not. I have yet. I
How
have
how
yet.
far do you fly? I mean, not trying to be funny and put you on Front Street, but
No, seriously.
you
It was
even
been
said you don't
6
go that
hours.
far.
6 hours. 6 hours was the longest. That's it. That's it. And I have
Okay.
yet to go to the bathroom on a flight.
It's so
Yes.
claustrophobic. It is really claustrophobic in there. And I'm like I said, and for me to say that, and I'm small, and it's claustrophobic.
Okay. I see people soon as the what is it? The belt light goes off that you can take your seatbelt off when you
Mhm.
get in the air. People just be up and going. I'm like, why? I make sure I empty out
Yeah.
before we get on the flight. And then I barely touch any type of drink. I sip on it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't
Yeah.
even imagine going overseas and on a 13 or 20-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. I had to break and go to the restroom when we were on our long flight. But I'm telling you, I try to be the first one in there. And again, it's nothing really, but they're sanitized and they don't smell
Right.
really. But again, you're it's close quarters.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. I don't want to go right behind you.
Correct.
You know,
Right after you done
your
came up out of
insides could
there.
have fucking died in there. And then I got to go in there. And it's
Yeah.
like, so then when I come out, the person behind me is going to be like, dang, she nasty.
Exactly. It's
Her
like,
insides
no, that
died.
smell was pre-me.
I'm like, it wasn't me. It really wasn't. Yeah.
I think for whatever long flight I'm gonna take, I think I need first class.
Okay. Price some of those flights. I'd still be trying to pay for a flight. So
Is that expensive? Oh my gosh.
it's expensive. So when you see somebody going overseas and they get the seat that like makes out into a bed and they get champagne,
Right.
that wasn't me on my way to Japan. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, they're saying no. I had to look it up real quick. So airplane bathrooms are generally the same size in first class and in coach. Well, that ain't helping. Okay. I changed my mind then. If I'm gonna pay that money, I need a bigger bathroom.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Something.
Not gonna happen.
I'm just gonna have to hold it.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about it. We got another one.
That would also into our next segment, talking about anxiety. Here we
Yes.
go. Here we go.
All right, so let's get into it. Something too many people do: holding in that poop. I've done it.
That would be me.
That would be me too. That was
Oh,
me
God.
in the first stages of my relationship before marriage with my husband. I could not go to the bathroom to poop.
Okay.
Could not. Yes, holding it in. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you hold it in, but then you start getting gas. So now you get there farting all the time. Right? I'm just asking the question. Oh, was I
Okay.
not supposed to bring that up?
That was me going in another room, going
Oh
outside.
Lord, you
When I
killing
tell
me.
you, I could not do anything. It was just like I would wake up out of the bed. I think I told you this. I would wake up out of the bed. We were asleep, and I'd go in the bathroom. And back then, I just had a 1-bedroom apartment, and so I turn on the sink. I turn
Oh
on the
God, foreplay.
shower.
Just the
I did.
fart. Are you
I didn't
serious?
hear nothing. 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 I didn't want him to hear nothing. Yes. Not even
Oh,
flatulence. I didn't want him to hear
oh God.
nothing.
I mean, I get it. I didn't do none of that, to be honest. But I remember we were dating, and then I had gone to my godmother's house. It was like some function. I don't know if it was the holidays or whatever. And that's before I knew about the whole food combining, what you should and shouldn't be eating. So I had had this gas issue the whole day. And I was just like, oh God, how do you play this off? So I'm sitting in one spot all friggin' day at the little dining room table.
Right.
Luckily, and I know this is bad, she had a little pug dog, and they're known to fart a lot.
Right.
So when she would do, I'm like, oh.
You blamed it on the pug.
And then my godmother had come over where we were sitting, and she's, oh shit. So I forgot the dog's name. Get out of here. I'm like,
Her bad.
so years later, then boyfriend, but then my husband, I go, remember when Grandma Pam had ushered the dog out? Yeah, because the dog was farting. It was bad. I go, no, it was
It was
me.
me. What'd he say? He's like, oh damn.
He goes, oh, you nasty. Everybody was there. Everybody would have remembered me because of that. No way. No way. Oh, no way.
Okay, I would have kept the dog. I was like, no, he can sit on my lap.
Yeah, you didn't want the dog was old. It was cutting him. But we,
Oh
we were
my god.
you want me to get the dog? No, it's okay.
Okay, I'll keep it. Don't worry about it. Damn. That was good. That was
Yeah.
thinking on your toes. I like that.
I had no choice. I'm like, stay here, dog. Stay here.
Okay. So
Yep.
hold
What
it in.
about public places? That was public, but I mean, like, say, train are out here, BART, the trains or whatever.
I'm not have I done it on the bar? I'm quite sure I have. I'm quite sure I have.
I got a story for that one too. So
It was probably me because I don't recall anything where I was sitting. You know, when we get on the bar early in the morning, and by the time you get to Warner Creek or Lafayette, that is packed.
it's packed.
You
Absolutely.
like sardines in that Mickey Ficky.
Yep.
So
Yep.
everybody is like, you have the 2 seating where it's 2 chairs facing each other.
Mhm.
Then it's 4. Then you have the ones along the line. And then if you don't get a seat, you got to stand.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've had a situation where I'm going through when you open up the
Yeah, the
doors.
cars go to another
Yeah,
car.
that's when I try to like get one off real quick.
Okay, that sounded gross.
I try to like boop, little, because it's outside. So when you get between the cars
Oh,
in that
yeah, that
little
suction,
area,
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
section
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
considered outside before you open up the second one. So I'm
Right.
trying to get, real quick. Hopefully nobody behind me. But if you is, oh well, you gonna get this work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So yes, I have doing that, trying to go from one car to the other. So absolutely.
Yeah, no, I only one that did I mean, I rode the train for 10 years, so it's not like this is an everyday occurrence,
Right.
but there's little things that stand out. But no, it was one time again, I was in my early stages of vegetarian or changing my eating habits or
Right.
whatever. And again, as we talked about before, food combining is very important.
Yep.
So anyway, on my way home, and it's we're talking bubble guts, right? And by this time, and then again, as you're saying, on the train, it is
Yep.
crowded. So I'm standing by the door,
Right.
and it's I need to really sit down. This ain't gonna be good, right? So you're pulling up into the station. You got a lot of people waiting to get on. You got those
Right.
that waiting to get off. So as soon
Right.
as the doors open and a couple of people start moving towards the exit, you just slowly go,
Phew,
and they either take
exactly.
it with it or go out and see. Then I'm like, dang, because I've been standing there and nobody's ever smelled nothing, right? Because nothing ever happened.
Right.
But then I'm like, yeah.
You good for trying to pass it off on others? Damn.
And one person goes, I know. They
You
just took it right on
they
out
just
with them.
took it out, okay. Took the smell on out, okay. Y'all let us know in the comments, have you had any situations with flatulence? This is poop adjacent. You
Oh yeah, yeah.
definitely poop adjacent.
There is the etiquette when you are at work and public bathrooms
Right.
because I always carried spray with me.
Yep.
Me and my bestie, that's what we did. So when you I left out, it was like literally smelled like a them fruit basket in
Right.
there because that's what you did.
Right.
So that part I never really had any problem with. But yeah.
Okay. Have you ever clenched it for 8 hours straight?
Hell no. Oh, that, yeah, the poop, yeah. Yeah,
The
not
poop.
not
Yeah.
not the other
Not the yeah.
well,
That'll
because a
hurt
lot
you.
of time because honestly, a lot of times people feel more comfortable doing it at their home. Even an example, just regular taking a piss. I could didn't it got busy at work or something, and then all of a sudden your body knows you're like down the street from your house. As soon as you put the key in the lock,
Yep.
it's like, oh my God, I gotta
You
go.
gotta go.
It's that kind
Exactly.
of stuff, but yeah, seriously, after a while, once I kinda got the rhythm down as far as, "Okay, this is my spray," I spray here first, I do this, but still, it's nothing like being at home
It's nothing
because
like being at
we
home.
had, like where we worked at, it was, like, maybe 5 or 6 stalls in the women's bathroom. It always would piss me the fuck off. I'm way over here, "Why you sitting next to me?"
Right, don't you? It's other places you can
And
sit.
I'm like
Why?
and sometimes you look under the stall far enough to where you could see, like, there's no shoes down there, and this fucking sandal is right next.
To me, that's bathroom etiquette too in public. It's like if you got a row of toilets and it's just two people in here, girl, you go to one end,
"Why
I'm
you
gonna
wanna be
go
by
to the other.
me? I'm
Exactly.
not talking to you, not right now."
I know. I want those people that be looking.
Yeah,
I am, yeah. I'm like, and then they
and
come in right when you want to do it, and I'm like, look, people. Now it's them back up. Now I can't do it. So
well, yeah, see,
yeah.
there you go.
That's me. That's me. I have I'm sensitive, but it does. Holding it in is not good. It can cause constipation. It can cause hemorrhoids. Thank you, Lord. I've never gotten hemorrhoids. I've definitely held it for because I get shy. I get shy. So it can impact the fecal impaction. Then your poop get really stuck. I've never had a really I've never gotten stuck. I've
Right,
always
right.
been able to go. But,
Go with the flow,
people
so to speak, but
right,
yeah.
go with the flow.
Yeah.
I can relax myself or like they have these like toilets with I think you told in Japan they have like the little things where you put your feet up
Oh,
when you
oh,
go to the
oh.
toilet.
They didn't have that. They just of course, they had Bidet Central all over there, but
Right.
but you also had the option to the traditional toilets where you could squat over the toilet. So that would be equivalent to the squatty potty that we have here because you're still squatting.
Where you have those it's like a step stand where you put your feet
Yep,
up.
yep.
Yeah. So that definitely helps too, to do all that. But if you don't, if you can't get it out, you gotta go to the ER. You can't get that's a
Yeah,
serious
I
matter.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like I said, I still try to drink as much water as possible. I don't do it
Yes.
as much as I used to, but water definitely
Helps it flow,
helps.
pushes it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Mhm,
And people
mhm.
don't know you love coffee because I love coffee, but coffee, dehydrates you.
Yes,
Caffeine
it does.
dehydrates you, so that's why, a lot of people who don't drink, they drink a lot of soda or they drink a lot of carbonated things with caffeine. You're usually constipated because you don't have a lot of water in your system. You
Right.
are actually dehydrating yourself. You making it hard on yourself.
Literally. So,
Literally.
yeah, look at me. You look at you. See? You talking about me. You making
Right.
a little double entendres there too, aren't you?
We doing these bump bumps on this one.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then you can absorb the toxins into your bloodstream as well. So
Yes.
you were, I guess, marinating in your own funk is
Yeah.
what it is. So I mean,
It
I
has
know
to
we're
come out.
making light of it, but it
Right.
is still serious nonetheless. But I can't keep a straight face with this.
I know. I know. They just flow. They just flow. So we apologize. We make it a lot, but it is a serious matter. But you talking about, poop. They just flow with us. They
I mean,
just
how
flow.
serious?
But these being serious though, it can really mess up your pelvic floor.
Now that I didn't know.
Yeah, your pelvic floor muscle. Later on, it might actually be harder for you to want to go. That's why people who you can lose that muscle memory. So a lot of people who are can't move down here,
Mhm. Mhm.
if you're not able to push, you lose that. So that's why they need like those bags and stuff to
Oh,
because you're
colostomy bags you're
yeah,
talking
because
about?
you're not,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you lose that muscle because you have to, it's a push. It's a contraction. And they tell you, I don't know if people know this, and this is, it's still on the topic, but you're not supposed to force it. So if you are like constipating, you're having a hard time
Oh, like
pushing it out,
straining and all of that you're
don't
talking
you
about?
shouldn't strain.
Oh,
Yes.
uh-huh,
You
uh-huh.
should not strain. You should try to breathe and relax. You have to relax your body. And I feel when you relax and you just not try to force it out, it actually comes out itself. But when you're
Well,
trying
yeah.
to you're trying to push, busting that blood vessel right here.
Yeah, and that's where them hemorrhoids come in and play too.
That's
It's like,
where the
oh,
hemorrhoids come into place. Exactly. So you're supposed to breathe and just try to make sure you relax. And like we were saying, if you have those pots where you have that stepping thing and you can sit that way, that helps the natural flow of it to come out. But you definitely don't want to be up in there
doing,
because you just, yeah.
you know.
you, you need to relax. You need to
Yeah. Now,
relax
do
when
you
you
have
go in there.
a squatty potty with that they call it? Do you have one of those?
Yeah, where you put your feet up, but I
Yeah.
didn't before. This is recent, but I
Oh,
used to.
okay.
I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. For me, I used to
Oh,
put my
geez.
feet up. I don't know if you
Yes.
guys can see me. So this is the visual for YouTube.
Oh
I
God,
would,
do I want to see you visualize
yeah,
this
this is the
though? My
toilet.
God.
This is the toilet. So
Yeah.
I would do this on the
Hmm.
toilet to
Yeah.
use the bathroom, but it makes it a lot easier.
Well,
I
you're
swear to
you're
God.
aligning your colon and the
Yes.
stomach and everything is all in alignment, so it makes
Yes.
it a lot better.
Makes it
Yeah.
totally a lot better.
Yeah.
So, if y'all get the visual on that YouTube, try it. You might be like, "Girl, you really sitting?" Yes.
But, when we first we've had a squatty potty for years, had a bidet for years, but when we first got it, because just in Western culture, we're so used to just sitting in a chair.
Yes.
That was the problem, and when we first got it and you're sitting on the stool and you put your feet on the squatty potty, your my knees were damn near under my fucking chin, and it was like, "What the hell? This is so uncomfortable, I can't stand this." But then your body gets used to it because your body is actually made to do those kind of things, but we
Correct.
don't do that as a Western culture. You're
Correct.
sitting on the train, you're sitting at your desk, you're sitting at the table when you eat. We don't squat when we eat.
Correct.
And that's actually a comfortable position
Position.
when you get used to doing it.
Yep.
But yeah, it was really awkward at first. And now it's like, hey, I don't do it on the toilet stool itself. I just have the squatty potty to help. But yeah.
That's just something I picked up because I didn't have it, and then not every bathrooms don't have squatty potties. Had to make it do what it do. So
And it's so
I do
weird
what
when
it
you go
did.
places. Like I know my husband went back east to go visit his mom, and when one of the things when he got back home, he goes, "Oh, thank God, I miss my bidet." Because you don't realize
Right.
if you use one of those on a daily basis, and you go somewhere and they
Don't have
you're
it.
like, "What kind of
Yeah.
place is
Right.
this? Yeah, what?"
Like, at least do y'all have some baby wipes?
Yeah,
Some
see, and
some
and that, and
flushables?
and those, and even the flushables aren't made for flushing. To be honest,
Right.
they're
Right.
not. And we had them for a little while, but I didn't
We
want my
haven't gotten
toilet.
the bidet yet. We
Oh,
haven't gotten the bidet
girl.
yet. I know.
Mm.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
Did you know you can attach it to your existing toilet?
I think you said something. We've had this conversation, y'all, before. We
Yes,
be talking about
yes,
shit.
yes.
But you gotta send me the link to the one where I can just attach.
All you gotta do is go to Lowe's, Home
Lowe's has it?
Depot.
Okay. Okay.
You go,
Well, if I
and
find
it
it, y'all, I'm gonna put it in the link. I'm gonna put the link in the
there's
description.
they're usually located right where you go for the toilet seats.
Yeah.
Up next to that, there's somewhere in that vicinity is the bidets that you attach to your toilet.
Okay, and it attaches the water to the pipe or
Something like that. I
okay.
never set it up.
Okay.
Aaron does that. But
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, there
We
we
didn't get
go.
no, I mean, if you want like a Cadillac of it, then obviously you get the actual toilet itself, which is quite expensive. But we're talking
Right.
sometimes $40 sometimes.
Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
might just have to make a trip.
I'm telling you,
Alright. Okay.
whether you're public restroom, grandma's house, wherever, ju- you got to
You
get it
gotta let it
going.
go. Let it
Let it
flow.
go.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the future of poop.
Future. Besides knowing that in the future I'm going to have to go.
Right? Like in a little bit. Yeah. But let's talk about the future of poop, KayCee.
Okay, let's talk.
What you got?
When we're talking about innovation, right? When you're
Yeah.
talking future.
Yeah.
So I know this isn't necessarily future, but it's something that people like to do. I'm not part of it, but like composting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Compost.
that's something I don't know anything about. First of all, you save on water. Definitely
Right.
do that. So you don't have to worry about flushing. You turn your waste into fertilizer.
Fertilizer does have poop in it, right?
Right.
Why not use your own?
A lot of people that homegrown, living off the land and all that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, they do that. A lot of different companies. I don't know any offhand, but I don't that
Right.
do it. But yeah, that is something that's pretty customary in what they do. And then you also have some high-tech models that even convert wet waste into electricity.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, your poop could light up your torch, I guess.
Can light your gas, your
Yeah.
bathroom, your living room.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a better use of it than what we have currently. Our current, what do you call it, sanitation system,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is backed up. Ba-bump, bump.
Yeah. And there it is. And
Right.
there it is.
But
There it is.
they just keep flowing, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But imagine like a blackout
Mm.
and your toilet is the only thing that's still working. Your toilet is what's going to keep the lights on. Your shit is going to keep the lights on. Just imagine that, y'all. You got but in the other household, what would that be like if you constantly constipate? I guess you're gonna be in a blackout a lot. You ain't gonna be able to produce
You're
no.
gonna work it out. You gonna work it out. You're gonna work something out.
Like, look, can
I
anybody
mean,
take a duck right now? Can anybody take a duck?
something.
Please
I mean,
help me.
would y'all give up? This is more like a rhetorical question. Some will answer, some won't. But would y'all give up flushing to help the planet? If we could just like do the compost, that shit stinks.
It stinks.
It's horrible.
I've tried to do that.
No,
Me and
not
my
me.
husband, we were like, because it's supposed to be, they used to call it something.
I'm thinking biodegradable, but I don't think that's the word you're looking for.
They used to call it, so if you pee, they were supposed to like, you pee, you let the pee stay, but if you go number 2, you're supposed to flush. But not even, no, I don't.
Oh, you talking about when we were doing water conservation years ago?
I just, oh my
'Cause that's,
God. Yes.
if you're
And
taking certain medications and vitamins and all that, oh no.
exactly. And I was like, no, we was like, we can't do
'Cause
this.
I think, again, I'm dating myself here, but I think when that whole water conservation was happening, people were coming up with these little inventive ways to kinda help with the
To
lack
help.
of,
Yep.
and there
Yep.
was this, I don't know, it was this spray that it was like a foam. So, like you said, if all you're gonna do is urinate and that was it, you would
Right.
spray this foam, so it would just be a foam in the toilet. It camouflages everything. But I don't know how that works because in our household we still flushed. But
Didn't get
I
the
do,
phone.
no.
So no. It
I just
wasn't cool.
remember
Bottom line
seeing
wasn't
it.
cool.
And I don't think that lasted very long either after a
Mm-mm.
while. That was, maybe was that like the late 70s or in the 70s or something like
No,
that?
no. It was more, I want to say in the 80s. It was in the 80s.
I don't, it was back there. It was back then
Yeah.
because I remember that commercial and I was like, is this real? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know is that was nasty. So I'm like, no, we ain't gonna do that. Cause it's not, it wasn't gonna work. So it was not gonna work. And I kept thinking, I was like, this is what people do, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
who compost and don't believe in, heaven forbid, outhouse. Oh Lord.
Mhm.
Y'all just don't know how shy I am. I've never used an outhouse.
Well, I mean, the only thing equivalent to an outhouse is when you go to concerts or something and you have to go to those things. Now, when I was in boot camp, you had either a choice, you can use the outhouse or you had to dig a hole.
Oh my God. See,
So, yeah, and trust me, you might have been shy or whatever, but
right.
you got over that real quick.
I can imagine it, but if I know I'm going home, like we go to these picnic, this barbecue thing, and it lasts for, I want to say we're there for like 8 hours. And I cannot go. My friend, she's a nurse. She's like, that is not healthy for you to hold it in. I was like, it ain't healthy for me to go in that goddamn outhouse. Have you seen that outhouse?
Oh, some of them are gross. And
Yes.
and here's the thing, you go in those porta-potties is what I was trying to say.
Porta potty. There you go. Porta potties.
I try
Oh,
to be the first one to go. Even if I don't have to go, I still
right.
make myself go because by the time it's high noon, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, oh my God, it is so gross. And
So gross.
it's like I make sure my hair is up or I put my
Right.
hair in my shirt because
Right.
I just don't want to have that other conversation of if it wasn't. But
Exactly.
then you don't want your clothes to hit the floor of it. You don't want to sit.
You
And
don't
again,
wanna sit
I'm not very tall. So
tall.
crouching over is really not yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I want to be the first one there. First thing when I get there. I want to get that over with.
Right.
And you pick your food, your drink accordingly, and you go from there.
Okay. I went in one, and that's why I'm so averse to it. And it was so disgusting.
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
like, we gotta go. Cause I ain't using it and I gotta go. So we gotta
Now,
go.
only time I didn't even care is like I said, I was in boot camp.
Right.
So we had been like on a, I don't know, 5 mile hike. Shit, I don't know. It felt like I went to Mecca and then some. I had to go real bad and you couldn't dig a hole. Look, I
Right.
went in there, drop trowel like it was nothing.
Like he's
Came out
like,
like a champ, but it was like, mm-mm.
oh yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. So I tip my hat to anybody who can do it because I will leave your whatever. I'm not doing it. I will find the nearest bathroom somewhere. So yeah. Well, let's talk about this. Now we're getting to poop fun facts.
Okay.
Fun facts.
Like
Let's
everybody
see.
tuned in specifically for this portion, but let's go.
Right. Okay. So time for the Stinktastic trivia.
So did you come up with that?
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, of course. Yeah, yeah.
It's the Stinktastic. So, let's talk about it.
Okay.
First up,
Let's see. Poop is 75% water.
it
Didn't
makes
know
sense
that.
to me. I didn't know that, but it makes sense to me the reason why. So if you're dehydrated, that sucker ain't
Right.
coming out. That's why it looks all rocky.
Like a baby Ruth.
It's dried
If
out.
you got
So
baby Ruth
that's
happening, it's not a good thing.
it's not a good thing. So that
Yep.
made sense to me. 75% water. Yep.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Okay.
so much sense to me. So here's a wild one. Sleuths, those very slow animals with the
Okay, wait a minute. Correction. Sloth.
sloth, excuse me, sloth. I
Yes.
said it wrong. Sloth. The
That's
sloth,
bad that I knew what you were talking about, but okay,
right?
there you go.
The slothy.
Yes.
Those
I
sloths
say leave it in.
poop.
Uh-huh.
They poop once a week and lose a third of their body weight.
Huh?
One third. They lose a third of their body weight because they only poop once a week. I know some
Okay.
supermodels would love that.
Okay. Actually, I know of some people that a daily thing is not common to them.
Right.
So
So once
they
a week.
might go once, if not once a week, maybe twice a week, which I don't understand how you can do that. But again,
Conservation. But are they
it
losing a third of their body weight when they do go?
I don't know.
Yeah,
We
that's a
didn't
lot.
travel that far into the conversation.
33% of your body weight. Hmm.
Damn.
I'm quite sure some supermodels would love to package that. How you get yes, put that in a pill. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But what about, for those of you that some know, some don't know, a wombat? First of all, do you know what that is?
I do know what a wombat is.
Okay, good,
I just
because I wasn't going to be able to tell you because I don't know myself.
she said, I don't know what the hell a wombat
I've
is.
heard of it, but it's obviously something that's not in the Bay Area that I'm aware of.
No, they kind of
But
look like little what do you call them?
are they in the
Like
rodent family? I would assume that
yes.
they were. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
They're kind of thick, furry. They the best way like a beaver, but a fat beaver kind of like
Okay,
situation. Yeah,
God,
that's
I
a
figured.
wombat.
Okay. Well, they poop in cubes.
How can you poop in cubes?
I was, again, during the whole research thing that came up, and I was like, how do you poop in
Poop in
cubes?
cubes.
And who did the study? But again, it's no joke.
Okay. Wait,
Nature's little building blocks,
little
I
booty rock.
guess.
So is it your booty? Your booty?
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking.
Cubes. Huh. Interesting. That's very freaking industry. What about okay, we gotta go back to the astronauts.
No, do we?
Yeah, yeah, we
Okay,
gotta go back.
okay, okay.
Astronauts, did you know that during the what was it, the Apollo trip or the
Mhm.
first moon trip to astronauts that went to the moon, they left 4 bags of poop on the moon. So
Well,
it's
that was the intern's fault. That was his job to keep it up. I
right.
blame the intern
Okay, one small step for man, one big pile of poop for mankind
that we're gonna leave because
that we're gonna
yeah,
leave on the moon. We've
due to
been
the
here. We're
turn.
here.
Damn, 4.
4.
1 from
Quattro.
each person, I guess, huh? Okay.
What you got?
Let's see. And if you didn't know, like we've all said before, squatting is the best poop position. Your everything is aligned to where it's
Yep.
just a quick little swoop. You don't
Yep.
have to stop, turn, make a left at the corner and all that kind of stuff. It's a
Straight line.
straight shot. Yeah.
It's gravity. Think gravity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So and then again, as I said before, getting yourself a squatty potty. And
Yep.
literally that's the name. And that's not the only thing that's on the market, but that's one of the names. I remember when they were actually on Shark Tank,
Okay.
actually. But anywho, I digress. Getting that, and then it'll align your colon. So
Right.
then you can definitely have a smoother transition, if you will. And again, it cuts down on straining and then also possible hemorrhoids and any
Right.
other kind of things like that.
And if you don't, you want to just try what I did, go back to what I showed you earlier. Put your feet up.
Yeah,
So
but
easy.
I'm telling you, your knees under your chin, if you're not used to that, that is so uncomfortable at first. Nothing's going to happen except anxiety.
It didn't, I wasn't exact. It was very relaxing for
All
me, but
right.
I'm a
Oh,
stretchy person.
and we're done.
I'm
Okay.
relaxed. I'm
Okay.
relaxed. All right, listeners, confession time. We got another one coming. So just so you know, there is going to be a part. Okay, we did do what? Okay, what is
We did part two. We're doing now.
do? Was toi?
Ooh,
Do
I don't
toi?
speak. I don't speak French, so I don't know.
Toi. I think it's toi.
Okay.
Any French speakers? Any French people who took the classes or the courses at toi? I think it's toi. Not quoi, but toi.
Okay.
So coming soon. We're gonna keep them coming. We're gonna keep them coming. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, I had fun talking about it. I had
I
fun
see
with
you
the
did. Yes, you did.
I
The
did.
shit talker that you are. Yes,
Okay.
you did.
But I have fun doing this. But the original creator of all shit is right over. Wait, there.
Yeah,
Right over there.
It was just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. You took
The
it in right.
original creator, the creator.
Ah, oh, okay. Now we coming out.
So I enjoy it now. I enjoy it. I enjoy it thoroughly. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Let us know in the comments.
Yes,
Let
please
us
do.
know. Like, share, subscribe. We love it. Subscribe to us. And let us know what you would like to hear. If you'd like to hear additional information on all of this that we talked about. Let us know. Have you ever had any instances? We talked about when we were dating how we had shy bowels. Did you guys have shy bowels when you were dating your first little relationship, first little love you had? Did you have shy bowels? Let us know in the comments. Let us know.
Trust me, we ain't all shy anymore. That's for damn sure. Oh God.
I know. It's not shy no more. But you know. We enjoyed this thoroughly, you guys. Hopefully, you have as well. We will see you in the next one. I don't know. KayCee, do you have anything else you want to add?
Shit, no, I ain't got nothing else to say. No, I'm good.
I'm good. All right, y'all. You'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Tiki Barber here. I remember those grueling practices, pushing through fatigue and striving for greatness. Well, that's the same dedication My Herba puts into their supplements. They understand the body's needs. My Herba takes a holistic approach to wellness. Whether it's their sea moss, immune defense, or even sleepy time, they have an option for you. Let My Herba make the best you with code BARBER10 for 10% off at thefitnesscollectif.com.